What's up, everyone? Another day. Hopefully you enjoyed my previous vlog that was over the weekend. A few different bits and bobs, mainly the full day of eating and some lifting and things, but today we are heading to Thao for some jiu-jitsu. I'll see if I can capture some footage for you of some of the class, some of the roles and things like that. Don't expect anything high level from myself, but today, usually, hopefully you could hear that, my microphone was a bit funny. Usually, after jiu-jitsu training, I would head to one of the commercial gyms here with my wife as like our weekly kind of date when we have the babysitter looking after little Mia, but our babysitter's away, so we will not be doing lifting today, unfortunately. But if I was, I'd usually take advantage of this day for my, I guess, hypertrophy style training, just because I have access to all the different machines at the gym. So typically it would look like Monday would be like double day. It would be like jiu-jitsu, because I'm not doing as much jiu-jitsu as I'd like to currently. It's kind of like lightish, just so I can get to the gym and do my hypertrophy work. And then ideally I'd hit another 2 times, maybe like Thursday and Saturday, or Thursday, Friday for jiu-jitsu. And that means I'd lift on something like Wednesday and then potentially Friday or Saturday, depending. Now, if you're training a lot of jiu-jitsu, for example, you're competitive, you just like training a lot, maybe you train, let's just say, when I was leading up to competition, I would train jiu-jitsu Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That was my go-to. And that would mean in that time, it's pretty hard to fit other things around it. So you got to be smart with the way you organize your training. So one of the ways I did it is Monday was like, I did this based off my class schedule. So you might have to play around with it, but Monday was my hard day. So I'd make sure I'd roll hard extra rounds after class, and usually try to do a few more rounds as well in that, so kind of slightly higher volume, high intensity on the mats. And on that day too, before class, I would do like strength power stuff. So it might be similar to what you saw on Saturday, like some Olympic lifting, some squats and things like that. So everything's kind of on that one day, because you want to organize your training where you're doing your hardest stuff on one day, so your following day you can do all your easy stuff. If you do hard jiu-jitsu, easy weights or easy strength conditioning, and then the next day you do easy jiu-jitsu but hard strength conditioning, you never really get a break, and you kind of get this flat line of intensity throughout the week instead of seeing this wave that you really want. So I would do my hard stuff on Monday. Then Tuesday is a leg lock class. So leg lock class is typically not as intense unless you wanted to make it intense later on, like after class. So what I'd do is I'd literally leg lock class and I'd just roll like light legs. My leg lock game is dog shit, so it makes it even easier just to roll light legs and kind of get used to the different positions and things like that. So that would be like my easy day, and I typically wouldn't do any other strength conditioning on that day. It would just be that, unless I needed to. Wednesday I would have off, or if I had to do something, I would do some kind of lifting or conditioning or whatever it is. And then Thursday again would be an easier day. So Wednesday can be a harder day of lifting. It just kind of depends on what's on your schedule. Thursday is an easier day again, just because of the way the class is structured. I wouldn't do many rounds, or if I did a round after class, I would, keep it pretty chilled. And then Friday would be my second hard day of the week, because that's when we do 1 minute positional sparring, 1 minute on, 15 seconds off for the entire hour. So it's just positional work throughout there. So that's probably the hardest session of the week, and that's when I would do that. And I typically wouldn't lift or do any other strength conditioning on that day. Just think of that as like a sparring day, where I didn't want to interfere much. Now, if you had the option, the equipment, you could do after a class like that. If you had some rower or bike there, you could do your high intensity conditioning after that, which would be perfect. Don't have that, so I don't do that. And then Saturday would just be like wrestling based class, pretty tough, but nothing too intense, and that would be on its own. So ideally in that time I would lift Monday on the hard day, and then on Wednesday on that off day around jiu-jitsu because I've got 2 easy days either side, and those would be like my 2 main lifting days. Depending on the rest of the schedule and stuff like that, may do a 3rd day of easier stuff potentially. That's kind of up to you as well, but the whole idea is getting that undulation, that wave of intensity or volume that you really want to achieve in your training week. It's not always easy, and it's not always in your control, because obviously it kind of depends on your classes. Like, for example, one of the previous gyms I trained at, I don't know, quite a few years ago now, was literally hard sparring after every single class, and especially in the gi as well, when when you're gripping the entire time as well, which makes it a bit of a mission to control. So you either have to, for example, on days if it's like a lot of sparring and stuff, oh my gosh, what are these dumbasses up to? On days if, for example, if you have like hard rolling at the end of every class, you can still control it yourself, even if you're going against someone who, I don't know, is spazzing out, or, you know, likes to roll really damn hard all the time. You can play more of a defensive game in that position. You can maybe play off your back a little more and try and, you know, not do too much explosive stuff. Like, for example, right now when I'm rolling, I'm most comfortable with my top game, wrestling and top game. That's kind of where I like to be. So I start all my rolls sitting down and just try enter legs, try different bits and pieces, fail miserably, you know, get my guard pass and stuff. But just being in those positions and just getting used to those positions is kind of what I'm doing currently. And that's, I think, if you're going to class and you don't really have anything that you have your mind set on, or you don't have something specific you've set your mind on, it can kind of just be, you can put yourself in the same positions over and over again. For example, if you're always trying to win the roll, then you're always going to look for positions where you feel most comfortable, rather than just starting where you're most uncomfortable and just working on those different things there. So off my back, or I much prefer being on top versus off my back and things like that. So I start sitting and start off and back. So hopefully I'll catch a little bit of that footage around there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of my fat loss journey, it's kind of why I started this vlog, so I could take you along with me with that. I woke up at 81.2 kilos this morning. I don't know what that is in pounds. I must be getting close to the 170s in pounds, I think. Yeah, no, I think it is. I think it's like 180 or just under 180 pounds. So I started at 88 kilos. Now I wasn't fat, but you hold a lot of water weight in the beginning, and it kind of starts to come off. Now there's probably more body fat, like my outer limbs, especially my arms and stuff, are the first ones to kind of lean out and get skinnier, and then it kind of, like, I guess you could say my midsection would be like the last place where, like, you kind of see the change. So everyone's kind of different in that regard. You kind of just got to figure it out for yourself in terms of how you lose body fat. But 81.2. Before this, for breakfast, I had my usual breakfast. I had my 3 whole eggs, 3 egg whites. I had 2 pieces of toast with some low sugar jam on it, or jelly, whatever you guys call it here in America. That was my breakfast. And then pre-training, I had it actually about an hour ago, was 50 grams of oats, 40 grams of frozen cherries, 30 grams of frozen blueberries, 100 grams of fat-free Greek yogurt, strawberry flavor. And then today I decided to add 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. I just felt like I needed a little extra fat today. Especially, so sometimes I have an energy drink in the morning. Actually, not sometimes, most of the time I have an energy drink in the morning because I hate coffee. So I have the caffeine, but I don't know what it is about energy drinks. Like, at least, I wouldn't say recently, I guess more often than not, man, those things give me like crazy caffeine anxiety, like jitters, give me a massive crash afterwards. It's whack. It's just like, there's always something in those energy drinks that does that. What's funny is, like, if I have so I usually drink like White Monster, ideally. But if I have, like, there's these Gatorade ones now, Gatorade Fast Twitch, they have 200 milligrams of caffeine versus 140 in the Monster, but I'll have that and I won't get that same feeling. Same thing with like pre-workouts, like I won't get that jittery and crash. But just the energy drinks do that. So there's, I don't know if it's like the taurine or whatever the fuck else they put in them, but man, they just like set me up bad. And I still drink them. I don't know why. Maybe I should lay off them. But yeah, I had that and I was like, shit, I think I need some extra fat in my meal just to help with digestion. Usually I'll have the energy drink with L-theanine. That helps heaps. But we just ran out. I took the last one yesterday. So yeah, I suffered a bit this morning. But I needed it to wake up, or to help wake up, especially when we've got the little baby and everything going on. So yeah, I had that. Weight's going good. We'll have 3 more meals after this today. Make sure as well, the podcast still came out. Today's Monday, so if you're watching this, podcast still came out. It's just on the new channel, Sweet Sounds of Fighting Podcast. If you search that, you'll find the podcast. Actually covered a lot of stuff on training strategies for older and or beat up fighters, and it's just strategies that I've used basically to help when I've got aches and pains to work around. Strategies that I've used to basically still be able to lift weights and do your strength conditioning stuff. Because the last thing you want to do is do nothing. So I cover a few strategies on there. It's a good podcast. Let's do, plus there's Black Friday deals in there, so check that out too. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on the way to the gym. Almost there now, but I'll grab some footage there and I'll catch you in there, and then I'll also have a chat to you on the way home.
Again, I'm gonna get an anchor on his neck, and I'm gonna get here. He's gonna shrimp in, and I'm gonna get here. Almost like I want a knee on belly. I called it the spear. Last time I kind of like spearing into his stomach. I'm gonna get here. All I care about is my grip. So my hand goes from here, I slide it up, and this leg slides through. Now I want this knee behind his head. Okay, if you're anything less than this, it's not really gonna work. So once I'm here, I have his head and I pull towards his feet. A lot of people were falling this way, towards the head last week. Fall towards the feet. So this is gonna bring me to a much better position. Yeah, here, try this. I'll be like, there you go. Once they start, little shrimping. Nice. I like that. Oh yeah. We got out and do reverse yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's hilarious. Got it for last week. I used it through. But you can tell.
So I hope my battery lasts. Oh no, this is going to die. But just quickly, if the stuff that was showing you today in class, we actually have with Ryan, the head coach there, on the Sweet Science of Fighting Jiu-Jitsu instructional channel, just search Sweet Science of Fighting BJJ instructional. We do have, that will be up, I'll just edit it, but it'll be up. And it's a whole free instructional. We've got a bunch of others, but we've got a whole free instructional on that meat hook from side control and mount, and then taking the back from that position. So we have a whole instructional series on that, plus so much more. Like, we cover all the different leg lock positions. We're working through the leg locks. We have a whole triangle series. So everything's in there, but it was a good sesh. Didn't film the roll at the end. Just gave my training partner a break from having the camera on all the damn time. But essentially drilled those meat hook back takes, did a little bit of, and then did a little bit of positional stuff on the back. All right, so just finished off where I left off before the battery ran out. So we did some positional sparring from the back to finish that session, then just rolled around. So no lifting today. Typically would, as I mentioned at the beginning, we would actually go to the gym to train, but today just jiu-jitsu. So later in the week, I'll take you through a proper day where it's the eating, where it's the lifting, and it's the jiu-jitsu / wrestling and training all on one day, so you can kind of see how that fits as well. But if there's anything you want to see, please let me know down in the comments, and I can start adding those to the vlog to make it more engaging for you, or more interesting for you. Just remember as well, there's also the Black Friday sale still going. Obviously it's Black Friday week, 50% off the annual plan, which is massive, VIP SSOF. Make sure you check that out. Everything will be down in the description, but I'll catch you in the next vlog.